Alright, hello. This is kind of crazy that I'm here. Um, this is my fifth and final year in review for the University Honors Program. Um, yeah, it's kind of funny. I just watched the fourth one, so mine from last year. And I'm entertained because, first of all, I'm in the exact same spot as last year. I mean, literally the same spot. I'm sitting on the same spot of the floor in the same building. And last year I was talking about how I was filming my year in review at like 12:30 a.m. and here I am at 1 a.m. doing it again because that's just the way I am, I guess. Procrastination is, I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out one day. But I'm also kind of talking in a low voice because I'm in the same situation as last year where all of my roommates are kind of asleep, and so here I am. So to recap, I am for the second year in a row interning at a Young Life camp in the Adirondack State Park in upstate New York, which is really sweet and a crazy opportunity that the Lord called me to for a second time. So that's really exciting and crazy because I didn't think that I'd be here again. But that's why it's kind of funny that I'm here again in the same exact spot as last year. Anyway, the prompt for this video, which is my very last year in review, because I at least intend on graduating in December, because I've already completed 5 full years of academic progress at the University of Cincinnati. So it better be my last year. I've got to stop paying for school. The prompt for this year review that I chose, it says, what specific experiences, honors or not, in the past year have had the most impact on your personal and professional trajectory? And then to articulate specific personal and professional goals for the next year. Okay, the most obvious experience that has had a real impact on probably the rest of my life was the internship that I did here at the Young Life Camp. This place is called, that's funny, someone just dropped something out there. Where I am right now, it's called Saranac Village. It's a Young Life Camp. So Young Life is a youth ministry that is catered primarily to high school students, and I'm involved in that, but the college version of it at UC, so it's kind of funny. But this camp will host about 430 high school students every week for the entire summer. And it's kind of a resort. We do a lot of crazy things, like lots of water sports and parasailing and obstacle course stuff, aero tag. I don't know, it's really fun. So the point is that the high school kids have the best week of their lives because of how free they can be and how much they're able to just be themselves in such a beautiful spot, because we're on Upper Saranac Lake, which is in the Adirondacks, so also surrounded by mountains. It's amazing. But it's also a place where throughout the week the full gospel of Jesus Christ is shared. And so just gets to expose kids to what the truth of that is. Anyway, the internship that I did last year had an enormous impact on me. The camp staff here at Saranac, one of their main priorities for us as the 20 interns that are here is our personal development. And so we have like guest speakers and we take tests basically to learn who we are, who we've been designed to be, so that we can carry that on through the rest of our lives. So we talked about the ways that we talked to get so we took tests and discussed through and prayed through exactly who God has designed each one of us to be, and that took the whole summer and much more after to process. And I obviously do not know in a perfect manner exactly all of these things, but basically what I found out about myself last year is a few things. I have them on a document too, which is really sweet. which is called my personal philosophy of life. So I learned about, I think one of the most impactful things that I learned was, one of the most impactful things that I'm going to continue learning about for the rest of my life is the spiritual gifts that the Lord's given me, which are shepherding and teaching. So basically, we talked about those, and we talked about reflecting on ourselves. We took some personality tests, like the Enneagram, if you know what that is, which talks especially about what your internal motivations are and the ways that you react to the world that's around you and why you do that. So, which is often based on psychology and childhood trauma, which is stressful to think about. So I learned about being a 9 on the Enneagram, which means that I'm a peacemaker, but also a 1, which is a perfectionist, and how those things collide into exactly who I am and why I make the decisions that I do and why I react with certain attitudes, the way that I relate to people. But again, okay, so going back to learning about my spiritual gifts is going to shape the way that I interact with, like everyone in my church, and growing into adulthood, the kind of roles that I'm going to desire to live in as a member of a church as I grow up. So shepherding and teaching makes me think like immediately of being a leader of a small group of other men or people around my age, or even people that are extend to other, just like, oh, this is funny, my hands are big, people around my age, or I don't know, people that I can help lead. In teaching is my other gift, so teaching people about the Bible and about what Jesus says about who they are. I think that that's just going to be really impactful to know that not only do I like to do those things, but that I've been specifically gifted with those things is going to change my life. And it just helps confirm that, like, those kinds of roles are roles that I should pursue as I transition out of college and into being an adult. Which is sweet. It also confirms the idea that I want to take some online seminary coursework so that I can kind of just delve deeper into more complex issues of the Bible, which is already intriguing for me, but also will be sweet because I know that in itself, which is something that was kind of in my mind before, it feels confirmed that I should do that because it's going to help me be better at those roles that the Lord's given to me. Besides that, I think that the internship I did last year at my life camp I felt essentially just invited to be exactly who I've been designed to be for one of the first times in my life, that it was clear, Stephen, this is who I've made you to be. Like, that's what the Lord was saying, and that's what people around me were saying, that we know who you are, we love you for who you are, and you should be exactly who you are, which I do not think is what we always hear in our society. So it was really refreshing, and I think is also going to impact me for the rest of my life, is knowing more of, like, oh, I think I have a clearer image of who I actually am, and I want to live in that. I want to be that person. I want to be that and continue to become more of who I am. In a professional sense, one of the most impactful things that happened to me this year was I continued as a supplemental instruction leader, which is through the Learning Commons, and which I started last year. But this year I did 2 more semesters, so the fall semester and spring semester, as the supplemental instruction leader, and both semesters this year were with Organic Chemistry 2 under Dr. Smithroot. So that was really sweet because I hadn't taken Organic Chemistry 2 for like 2.5 years. So just even on the level of getting back into coursework that I really care about, and that ultimately, I haven't even said in this video yet, but I know that what my current desire is for professional for my professional life is to graduate and go to graduate school because I wanted to be an organic chemistry professor. No one likes organic chemistry, and I do. And I hate the stereotypes that are around it, so I want to kill them, and I want to become a professor that teaches well and teaches in a manner that gets people excited about organic chemistry. So being a supplemental instruction leader for now 3 semesters, I feel excited about teaching and about different, it's crazy to think about all of the different collaborative learning techniques that I am told to implement when I'm running an SI session, and the ways that I'm like, oh, I can see this translating into a classroom, especially if I were to be able to teach at a smaller scale school, and how cool that could be to be a hands-on professor that can teach really difficult topics with different collaborative learning techniques. I guess I just am excited that I have some of that under my belt already, and I'm just an undergrad. I continued all year doing research under Nina in Dr. Mack's lab, which is a green chemistry lab, and that solidified that I am really excited about green chemistry. And I was trying to look toward graduate school. I think that some things became clear, and some passions of mine seemed to align, and through some prayer and conversations with people, I have determined something pretty big. I think that I intend on going to graduate school in somewhere that's French speaking, which is crazy. So I'm a chemistry major and a French major as well. And for a long time I didn't know that those two things were going to mix, or if they would mix ever. And now it seems clear to me that I think those desires are both on my heart for a reason. It's not just one or the other, it's both of them. And so something that's kind of scary but exciting is, if we're talking about goals, professional goals, personal goals for the next year, the main goal that I have based on the experiences on this last year and on the conversations throughout the entire year, which impacted me and kind of made me come to this conclusion that I want to go to graduate school somewhere French speaking, is that that's going to be what I'm diving into in the fall semester. So this is my last semester. I'll just be doing my capstones from both my majors and a couple final touch classes, and applying to schools that are in Europe and in French-speaking Canada, because I think that that's where I'm supposed to be. And I'm a little terrified because I'm an American and can only speak French to a certain degree, but I know that I'm pretty good at it, and know that I care about French-speaking people and want to be around them more. I think that's on my heart for a real reason, which is sweet and something that I'm trying to be obedient under. So right now, if you care, my top school that I desire to go to, it's called McGill, and it's in Montreal, which is also sweet because I have so many friends here now in upstate New York and Montreal. From this camp that I am currently at, I can get to Montreal in 2 hours. So that would be really sweet if I was able to be there. And McGill is a really, really good school, which I've been learning about more. And Dr. Mack, who is the professor that I do research under, has colleagues at McGill who also do green chemistry. So now I just have to get in. Something that is sweet also, I did take the GRE this spring after the semester ended, and I felt entirely underprepared, but got a pretty good score. So yeah, I'm feeling like my future's kind of set ahead of me. So goals for the next year especially are, personal goals. I want to continue in, I still am a leader for Young Life College at UC, so I want to continue in fellowship and discipleship and doing Young Life. I want to continue mentoring people that are younger than me, and growing from that. I have a goal that I want to find someone to mentor me, because I haven't had that since my freshman year of college. And then professional goals, graduate college. I'm going to do that in December. crazy. 5.5 years under my belt. It'll be sweet. And then, yeah, spend the fall semester and into the spring semester applying to graduate schools and determining where I want to go, because I do want to go immediately after. I want to go in the next fall semester, so in fall of 2020, begin grad school for chemistry. It is kind of crazy to think of how I've completely changed from my freshman year of college and thinking that I wanted to be an engineer. Yeah, right. But I just see the faithfulness of the Lord in that He's constant when we change, and He's constant when I'm exhausted at 1 a.m. and when I don't feel as excited as maybe I have in past years, but that I know what's ahead of me. It feels like I know what's ahead of me, and at least I have some goals that I think are going to lead me toward something really sweet. And so, thanks for listening to my last year in review. I don't think it was very exciting. It was very long because I am just rambling. But I'm excited to continue to know who I am. I think that's really the whole point. I feel like I'm becoming a global citizen scholar. I want to go somewhere that's not America. For graduate school, to become a professor feels pretty global citizen scholar to me. And I think that's a lot of that is because of the experiences that I've done, including studying abroad and developing as a student. So it's been sweet to track that with the University Honors Program, and I'm thankful for everything that you guys have us do. Even if I'm not very good at keeping up with it, I think it had an impact on my life. And yeah, I'm just talking. It's just one of those melancholy things that it's funny to hang up when I know this is my last one. So thanks, University Honors Program, for all that you've done. I won't see you next year. This is my last year in review, so thanks so much. Bye, you guys.